Sawadee and welcome to Thailand News Update. In today's news, updates on the 15 Thai university students involved in the fatal hazing of a first-year student. A restaurant manager arrested for selling alcohol without a permit in Pattaya, and a poll showing that the current Prime Minister is not the country's preferred candidate. All that and more coming up. Today's the day the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration is meeting to discuss whether they'll allow water splashing and more activities during Songkran or not. The results of the meeting will certainly impact other Songkran hotspots and what will or won't be allowed. Watch this space. 15 senior Thai university students involved in the violent and fatal hazing of a first-year uni student on March 13th have been dismissed from the Rajamangala University of Technology, Isaan. The ritual involved a total of 30 second-year students and 37 freshmen and resulted in the death of 19-year-old Prayut. 10 other students involved directly with the fatal ritual will have their exam results for the past semester invalidated. The university had resolved to dismiss 15 of the second-year students for coordinating the hazing, plying Prayut with alcohol, which he was forced to drink, and then beating him until he became unconscious. Prayut was lured to a football field after being told that they were going to play football. The young man died on the way to the hospital. The university's actions have no impact on any future criminal proceedings that may be brought against the perpetrators, all over the age of 18 when they committed the crime. For his part, the 55-year-old father of Prayut, has already rejected a 400,000 baht offer from the university's alumni or an additional 500,000 baht from the families of the 7 ringleaders, stating that he intends to take the matter to court. In another effort of compensation, the university says they would provide scholarship for Prayut's girlfriend Pimpan, who is 2 months pregnant, and for the dead student's younger sister, who is now in grade 4. The scholarship would provide access to the university education, allowing them to complete bachelor's degrees. Prayut was cremated at Wat Noi in Nakhon Ratchasima last Monday. The largest percentage of Thais, 27.6%, said in a poll that no one is suitable to be PM. Move Forward Party candidate Pita Limjaroenrat is slightly ahead of the current PM Prayut. 13.4% of respondents prefer Pita, while 12.6% prefer the current Prime Minister. This means that Pita is now the country's most preferred candidate, followed by Prayut, then Pattaya Shinawat of the Pheu Thai Party, former PM Thaksin's youngest daughter, and then Kun Ying Sudarat, leader of the New Thai Sang Thai Party, all representing opposition parties to the current government. The poll was conducted over 5 days from March 10 till 15th, and respondents were Thais from across the country, 18 years and above. Thailand's ruling military-backed government forced the popular and progressive Future Forward Party to dissolve in 2020. Former members of the party then formed the Move Forward Party. Then in the summer of 2020, a wave of protest movements began among Thailand's university students and eventually expanded into many parts of Thai society. For the first time, matters of the Thai monarchy and its role in the Thai constitution were openly discussed in political circles and widely on social media.
Transferring money overseas? Sick and tired of the insane charges? Well, there's a new product to solve that problem. Try D-Money on your next international money transfer with the best rates and no added costs. Go to dmoney.com.
A foreign man in Pattaya was left bleeding from several serious injuries in what witnesses say was an altercation with security. Witnesses found the man lying on the ground in the middle of Pratum Nak, Soi 5. The altercation allegedly happened the night before in front of a so-called restaurant, a former bar which had been converted into a faux restaurant to skirt around the current COVID restrictions. As the man laid on the ground, a few other foreigners directed traffic and checked on him while waiting for emergency rescue services. Emergency services then took him to a hospital. The man's name has not yet been reported. However, he is reportedly about 50 years old. There was no further information about what may have caused the incident, and the bar-cum-restaurant wasn't named. Still in Pattaya, and city police reported that they've arrested a restaurant manager for allegedly selling alcohol without a permit, opening a venue without a permit, and breaking the Chonburi disease control orders. Only former bars and clubs that have been converted into restaurants and have proper certification and approved by authorities are allowed to operate. Alcohol can be served until 11 p.m. under current guidelines. Police took the manager to the Pattaya police station. The incident is just the latest in a long line of arrests over errant bars that have been trying to reopen under the current seat of guidelines. Earlier this month, the Pattaya Association of Entertainment Venue Operators demanded that local Chonburi authorities allow venues to remain open until 1 a.m., not the current 11 p.m. The secretary of the association says business operators must immediately hold talks to plan ways to attract tourists back, since some neighboring countries have scrapped quarantine requirements to attract tourists. Local residents have found a man's dead body floating in waters off Phuket's east coast and caught in the mangroves of Got Gao. Phuket City Police, hospital staff, and a forensic expert rushed to the scene. After taking the body out of the water for examination, they identified the man as Sahat Bunchan. He was 59 years old and from the southern city of Nakhon Si Thammarat. The responders took Sahat's body to Vishara Phuket Hospital for an autopsy. Police say there weren't any injuries on Sahat. Police did, however, find a plastic bag with cash and personal papers near his body. The man was fully clothed and wearing a medical face mask. A gas pipe has fallen on a construction worker in Rayong, killing him. A backhoe that was supposed to lift the pipe couldn't handle the pipe's weight, and the pipe fell into a ditch where 3 workers were connecting the gas pipes. 2 workers managed to jump out and narrowly escape, while one was unable to escape. The pipe fell on him and he became trapped under layers of mud dug in the ditch. The other workers rushed to help the victim but were unable to revive him. They immediately alerted rescue workers and police. A police lieutenant said the accident happened at an industrial estate road in Tambon Mataput in the main Rayong city area. The worker was killed just one day after another worker was killed, when a large steel pipe fell on him on Friday. The worker killed on Friday worked at another part of the same industrial estate. The CCSA has reported 24,635 new cases of COVID-19 with 81 new deaths. According to the latest reports, there are currently 250,737 in care and 25,753 released from care within the past 24 hours. And that wraps up the morning news for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest news around Thailand. Also, click on the boxes here to watch other interesting shows that we have lined up for you here. I'm Natty from the Thaiger. Have a beautiful week ahead. Sawadee ka.